The worst thing you can do is to give a team some hope, to give them some life. And tonight in Madison Square Garden, the Knicks reminded the world it's first to 4 wins, not first to 3 wins. 5 tonight from Madison Square Garden. The Pacers have won 6 straight road playoff games. The Knicks looking to do the improbable, returning from a 3-1 deficit. Game starting lineup for the Knicks tonight. Josh Hart off the bench, Mitchell Robinson starting. Jalen Brunson starts the night with a floater next possession. Great start for their captain. Brunson's 3 for 3 from the field already now, and now he's got a dime to Mitchell Robinson. Pacers looking for a response. Last time they were in this building, Siakam went off. Siakam with the spin and the score. The big question entering tonight's game, how is Karl-Anthony Towns' knee? Game 4, Karl-Anthony Towns went knee to knee. He was questionable coming in, but he looks just fine early on. Scary signs here early in the first. Knicks up by 7 and the Brunson burner is fully ignited. Last game was a Halliburton eruption, and tonight Brunson going right back at him, isolating, spinning, and scoring. Second quarter, Knicks up by 6. If there's one thing we know, this Pacers bench provides a punch. Siakam to McConnell, it's down to 4. At frantic Pacers pace causing some problems. TJ pushes and Pascal punishes. This is what the Knicks have been lacking a lot this series, the intensity. Josh Hart with the and one. You want to talk about intensity. How about the intensity from Landry Shamet off the Knicks bench? What defense from Landry. Shamet providing a jolt of energy, and on the other end, Big Bodega rumbling down the lane. Knicks lead up to 11. Bodega went down the lane and scored. Now it's OG's turn down the lane. Knicks up 11 into the third. Jalen Brunson was scoreless in the second, but here he goes again. Brunson a finish there. Now it's battering ram Brunson all the way and one. This team manages to come back from 3-1 down. They are going to give this man the key to the city immediately. Brunson going nuts in the third, and there's that Knicks defense again. Mitchell Robinson with a spike, and now it's Karl-Anthony Towns. What a warrior. Lead is 14 again, and Brunson far from finish, pulling up, stepping back, and hitting again and again. Knicks up by 18. You know how the saying goes in sports. It ain't over until the Fat Joe sings, or something like that, I think. Knicks up by 17 into the fourth quarter now, but we know once again, no lead is safe. It is safer, though, when you have Landry Shamet on your side. Check out the defense, the intensity, the crowd chanting Landry Shamet. Once again, though, shades of game 1 here. Pacers off a Knicks turnover going the other way. Jarris Walker open for 3, and now it's down to 12 again. Knicks up by 14, no collapse happening in this one. Bridges to Hart inside. Hart was everywhere. Speaking of being everywhere, here go the Knicks again. Just different level of intensity in this one. Another offensive rebound. Karl-Anthony Towns sending them back to the Midwest. Back to Indiana they go on Saturday night. Anybody that's watched this team all season, that knows this team's mentality, knew they were not going to go down without a major fight, and that's exactly what they showed tonight. A balanced effort, but their intensity, the first time this postseason the Pacers have scored under 100 points. And no matter what happens in Game 6, win or lose, Jalen Brunson's postseason run has been unbelievable. Tonight an efficient 32 points on 12 of 18 shooting, once again putting the entire city of New York on his back. The entire state as well. Brunson with a big night, but maybe the biggest story for the Knicks tonight, Karl-Anthony Towns, 24, 13, and 3 assists, and most importantly, looking healthy despite that knee issue that he's dealing with. Tonight for the Knicks was more about the unsung heroes. Josh Hart off the bench, 12 points, 10 rebounds. It felt like he had 30 rebounds. And then you had Landry Shamet. If we could point to one player individually tonight and say that their energy and intensity changed the outcome of this game, we would point at Landry Shamet. Imagine telling somebody that before the game started. But that's what the playoffs are all about. Unlikely heroes stepping up in major moments. And now the question is, how many minutes does Landry get next game? And if he's playing well, does he play over a guy like Mikal Bridges if Bridges is struggling? Speaking of struggling, the story for Indiana tonight is going to be all about Tyrese Halliburton, the lack of aggression. He only took 7 shots total tonight. After last game, a lot of people, including myself, started to use that superstar term when it came to Halliburton. If you want to be considered in that upper echelon of players, performances like this are completely unacceptable. But to give Halliburton some credit, he's been great this entire postseason. Let's wait before we slander him and see how he responds at home in Indiana. I have a feeling that he's going to respond with a vengeance. Pascal Siakam saying after the game, quote, "It's always been us against the world." For the first time in a long time, this Pacers team is going to face some serious pressure if they don't start the next game with some intensity and some aggression. It could get really scary. They're going to try to go for a knockout punch right away in Game 6. We know that. But if the Knicks can survive the storm and prolong the game and make it come down to crunch time, the pressure goes to Indiana, because no way in hell does Indiana want to go back to New York for a Game 7. This has already been a fantastic series. Crazy to think that the best parts of the series are yet to be seen. We still have so much basketball left, and a lesson to be learned for everybody. I don't know how many people I've heard already talk about, oh, the Pacers versus the Thunder will be an incredible finals, or oh, Pacers versus the Thunder would be a boring finals and bad for the sport. Newsflash and a reminder to everybody, the New York Knicks are not done yet.